In today's video, I want to talk about 10 photography mistakes that I made as a beginner, and I want to help you avoid these mistakes. Mistake number 1, wrong shutter speeds. Now, when I first started doing photography, I was underestimating how much shutter speed affects the sharpness of my image. I was getting blurry images and I was always wondering, why is this image so blurry? Is there something wrong that I'm doing? And yes, you shouldn't underestimate the importance of your shutter speed. And just know, when it comes to freezing action, there's no such thing as too high of a shutter speed. Number 2, shooting everything wide open and not nailing your focus. Now, shooting everything wide open could be a stylistic choice of yours, and sometimes, if not most times, shooting wide open is going to give you that nice bokeh or bokeh that will make your image more appealing. But just know that when you shoot wide open, your plane of focus is very shallow and very narrow, which makes it harder for you to nail your focus. You should know your focus mode, know when to use single autofocus and know when to use continuous autofocus. So to make things easier for you, if you're shooting a moving subject, use continuous autofocus. If you're shooting a still subject that's not moving, single autofocus will do the job for you. Try to be as steady as you can when you're taking photos. Don't go panning around like crazy. Number 3, and it is very important, is not shooting enough photos or shooting too many photos. Now, me personally, I used to be very cautious when it comes to taking photos. I don't know why shooting photos does not cost me any money, but don't be too cautious when it comes to taking photos. Know that you can take more than one photo of whatever is happening, and in case you miss the action in one photo, you're gonna have multiple photos to pick from. But that doesn't mean that you should put your camera into continuous high shooting modes and shoot at 30 FPS or 40 frames per second to try to capture all the action. Be intentional with your shooting. And that's basically what I mean by not shooting too much. Be very focused, be intentional with what you want to shoot. Don't shoot everything and just try to pick whatever you want out of it. Have a vision of what you want and go and try to get that. Number 4, not looking at other people's art or other forms of art. Now, when you first start, I know you want to focus on your own work, but there's nothing wrong with looking at other people's work or art or sculptures or going to museums or checking any other type of art form to get some inspiration and understand what they're trying to convey and try to learn from what they're showing you. You should expose yourself to other people's art forms and try to learn from others. And if you can ask them questions, do that because they probably have better experience than you. There is no shame in asking questions. Number 5, let's say you are looking at other people's artwork and other forms of art. Don't be discouraged. I know, going on the explore page on Instagram or on Pinterest, you're gonna see so many talented people, and there are so many talented people on this planet. But that doesn't discourage you or shouldn't discourage you from basically trying to pursue your own style or your own art. You're gonna see other people's work, you're gonna feel intimidated, and that is completely fine. But that should not discourage you from following what you want. You will look at other people's work and you might have an urge to quit. But always know that comparison is the thief of joy. You should aspire to create work that is as good, if not better, than the people that you're looking at. Find your own style and go with your gut. Number 6, not practicing enough. Photography, just like anything in this world, when it comes to working out, playing basketball, playing soccer, following a sport, painting, it is hard work. Nothing comes easy. You need to go out there and practice. I say this to every single person who's starting photography. I always tell them, go out and shoot. You're gonna go out and you're gonna waste 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours every day learning and building your skill set. Number 7, you're gonna go out there with your camera and you will feel uncomfortable. You're gonna think people are looking at you, people are judging you, people are saying this weirdo has his camera out. No, trust me, no one cares. Life moves on. The earth is a big place. No one is really focused on what you're doing. Go out there, be comfortable. So when you practice, you're more comfortable. And when you go out there, you're gonna be more comfortable with your camera being on the street. Number 8, and this is the mistake that I did. Don't take a paid gig when you first start unless you're 100% sure that you know what you're doing and you have a vision. If you're gonna take a paid gig when you just started photography, people are gonna notice. Photography is one of those jobs where basically word of mouth will really go a long way. So if you do a poor job with someone, they will tell other people, and this will probably put a stain on your reputation. But in the next few months, few weeks, few years, when you get better and you feel like you're more comfortable and knowledgeable, your work is gonna change, and it's gonna change a lot. So unless you're 100% confident of your skills, do not take a paid gig. If anything, take it as a free gig, build your portfolio, try to learn from it, but don't take a paid gig unless you are 100% sure of what you're doing. Number 9, less is more. Sometimes it's just better to have a simplistic frame or minimal composition that can tell a better story. Don't have cluttered compositions with so many things happening at the same time. Be intentional with your compositions and your framing. You will tell better stories. And number 10, going crazy with your edits. Now I know it's overwhelming when you first start photography, when you have all these like image manipulation tools like Lightroom and Capture One. Don't go crazy with your edits. When you start, try to go with minimal edits and simple edits. Editing should not be 80% of your process. It should be 30 to 40, maybe even 20% of your entire process. Don't slide that saturation slider to 100. And just because editing softwares have so many sliders does not mean you have to use every single slider and every single option. They're there to use if you need them. And that's it. 10 photography mistakes that I did when I first started that I hope you don't do as well. I hope you guys learned something from this video. I hope you guys take my advice in this video. If you like this video, make sure to drop a like. If you want to subscribe, feel free. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you and bye.